What is up, you guys, and welcome back to the channel. Please do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, do everything necessary to get this thing to live long, thrive, and survive. Let's go ahead and take a look at XRP here, team, and just to get back to you on those targets that we were observing just the other day, right? Take a look at what we spoke about, right? 236.76 to about 238.70 with a lower probability of around that 235.02 bottom side. So we ended up getting two opportunities to getting ours, actually one, maybe even a few opportunities for us to get long in the areas that we spoke about from yesterday's video, right? Yesterday's analysis. So we absolutely nailed the bottom sides, guys, one more time, and now we're headed towards that upper bound, guys. We spoke about a potential 261 inbound, and so far we have reached 247.28, and we are looking good. So why don't we go ahead and take a look at the more immediate short-term time frame here within volatility and momentum, right? We want to see how this thing is progressing, how it's moving, right? So let's go ahead and take a look at this here let's go ahead and start it from the 10-minute time frame and see what's up, right, guys? All right, 10-minute time frame suggesting a little bit of a limited downside, guys. The reason why I can say limited is because we have downside pivoting here on this stochastic momentum with contraction. So if you remember, linear volatility is kind of expressing to us the throttle on a gas car per se, in a car per se, right? The gas pedal in a car. So if you are gassing the car, right, if you are hitting the throttle in the car, then and this thing is pivoted towards the downside. Imagine this was your steering wheel, right? So you're expanding, hitting that gas, right? And this thing is pivoted towards the downside. That would be downside price action, right? So if this were expanding and this were pivoted towards the upside, then that would be telling you that we're hitting the gas towards the upside, right? So in this case, team, we can see that we are completely contractive on a 10-minute time frame, and this is with a downside pivot. So it's telling you that downside, there's really not enough sell side conviction present, right? In fact, there is a validation present right now that is confirmation that's currently happening as we speak. And that's as simple as, so I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of this team because this was already played. And just to kind of point out to you guys, you know, every single step of the way that we've been doing video after video after video, right? These are all the targets that we've been talking about, guys, so that we can load and load and load and continue on that upward bound, right? This was why I titled that video a few days ago saying guiding the ebbs and flows, right, guys? So this is, in fact, what's happening, right? So now as I take a look, or as I have you take a look at this broader picture here, I want you to see what's happening within price action, right, guys? I'm just going to show you something very, very simple here, okay? So this is the area that we're catching here. The space between this entire zone here is that of the January 1st, 2025, right, of course, to present day, January 2nd. So just about a 2-day span is what we're kind of observing here, or just a next day span, whatever. So I want you to notice that there is present resistance at this pivot here, right? And also notice how price is pivoting here at these tops, right? It's pivoting all over this, and it rejects, right? And it comes back down. And so let me just go ahead and show you what I mean by that, right? So there's what I mean by this is that there is a resistance bound, right, guys? One that we have to kind of validate, break above, and continue, right? So in this case here, let's just go ahead and kind of make this a little bit red here so that we can identify the area that we're kind of breaking out of, right, guys? So this is the chop area that we've been in, and now price action is finally above this zone here and all these zones here, guys. So what happens here is that price action moves up, then it has to come back down. Well, it doesn't have to, right? It just ideally price action comes back down and starts to kind of validate these areas here, confirm them as an area of viable support before we can continue on to that upside. The same way that we've been talking about here, guys, for the last few days, guiding the price action towards the upside. So just like that, okay? So let's go ahead and now take a look at the deeper time frames against volatility versus momentum. So 15-minute time frame, volatility versus momentum. Also, check this out. Contraction phase, nosedive, right? But contraction meaning that there is no sell side conviction. So the downside here may very well be limited, okay? So the 30-minute time frame also displaying downside with contraction as well. So again, no sell side conviction. And there is apparently, I mean, On the hourly time frame, we're going to get a little bit of a shift over here, right? This is expanding with an upside pivot, but it is appearing like it's retracing the buy hourly time frame. Okay, so this is the buy hourly close we got about 45 minutes ago, right? And remember what I always tell you, 60 to 70% of the time we'll get a 30 to 50% prior bar pullback. And in this case here, this was the close of the 2-hour candle. And now this is the present 2-hour candle with an hour 15 minutes to go, retracing back to its 50%, which just so happens to be confluent with this area to validate, right? Before we can continue on to that upside. And already it has an upside pivot and upside expansion, right, guys? So this is good. 3-hour time frame also looking like it has an okay pivot. It still has about an hour and 14 minutes. So I would say that the immediate short term is starting to cascade for the larger term time frame. So let me dive in a little bit deeper, right? Let me go into like the 12-hour, maybe into the daily time frame. There you go. Look at that daily time, guys. So this is absolutely powerful. Massive upside pivot, crossover above the moving average on linear volatility by daily time frame. Same situation, getting that crossover up there, upside pivot expansion, right? And the upside bias on stochastic momentum. 3-day time frame likely to feel it. Going to close here in 19 hours and 14 minutes. Yeah, guys, I still am very, very bullish this asset. So far, I can see up to about 3 days of upside, which would introduce about I would say 30 cents more. So I guess we can put it from the opening of this buy daily bar, because it kind of just did it, right? So 30 cents from around 240. You know, again, yeah, I think that we have 260s, 270s in line coming up. Okay, guys, so that analysis from yesterday is still very much valid for today. Okay, guys, just got to remind you, team, this is going to be some of the last calls that I'll give you here for the ArcMasters course for the beginners trading and charting mentorship program. I am a stock trading instructor, coin instructor, right? I'll be able to guide you through the ebbs and flows. I'll be able to show you how to read raw price action and understand what market dynamics are. So make sure to get in touch with me at ArcMastersCourse@gmail.com and request your syllabus and disclaimer. And guys, those seats are filling up. For the beginners, I also have more advanced courses for those of you who are more advanced. So please go ahead and get in touch with me for whatever you need at this email here. So yeah, guys, I do think that we are pretty good for the immediate short term, and upside price action is likely to, you know, kind of happen here, which is also pertinent to what BTC is doing, right? Already grabbed, guys. We spoke about this resistance yesterday. Check it out. This was the prior day, right? We were speaking of a 97,238 from down there, right? So we got our resistance. We're resisting yet again from it, and I do think that we have some continuation towards the upside, guys. I do believe that we have that. I spoke about a 99,760 to about 101. So, yeah, a little bit of patience here and there. Nice little loading zone down here, right? And we'll be good to go. So I think this is a pretty good place to leave off, team. If any questions, you know where to reach me, okay? Oh, man. Oh, yeah. Please take whatever I do show and iterate within these videos as just a form of entertainment, as I cannot suggest for you to buy, sell, or hold any assets whatsoever. Ever. I need you to do your own due diligence, and everything will be cool. But with that said, team, I wish you well a very, very good rest of your night and or day, and I will catch you at the bell mañana. Adios, team.